Hi everyone, we are going to work on setting up our journal today. So hopefully you either have these notes printed from me or possibly your parent came and picked them up. If not, go on and stay with me because you can go on and get some of this started without the notes. It's definitely better if you have them. There will be one point where you need to go on and stop, and you can work on copying down the information on this first paper. So as we're getting started, you probably should have your journal in front of you, the printed notes, if possible, pen or pencil. I'm going to use a pen just so you can see it easier. Either a glue bottle or a glue stick. I generally like the glue bottle because you just have to use a little bit in the very corners, and that's all that you need. Scissors, and then possibly a ruler or straight edge. This could be optional. So let's get started. So what we're going to do first is we're going to number our pages. Okay, now you'll notice here I went on and put the first number right there. I'm doing it inside of these lines because I have these lines as where we will trim to make sure that our sheets fit inside of our journal. So I've counted that we have 15 pages. So you can see the number sets is page 1. The rational numbers, that's page 2. The adding and subtracting integer labs, that's 3. So I'm just going to continue because these are in order, and I'm going to keep going until I get to page 15. So why don't you go on and pause this video, that's what I'm going to do, and go on and number your 15 pages. So do that now. So page 15 for me had to do with dividing mixed numbers. Okay, so I'm done with that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on our table of contents. Okay, so your table of contents is going to vary by unit. So this all is for unit 1. So I have the front side of my journal here. I'm going to open it up. And this is a little bit of a nicer journal. I got it since I'm using this for my display one. So we're going to put our table of contents, and basically the table of contents will be on the front and back. We probably actually won't use the back, but just in case, or if we need it for notes or something, extra notes that we're taking, practice problems, something like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to title this, and it's going to be Unit 1, Table of Contents. Okay? Now, normally I would have this on a divider for you, but my colored paper was at school and I was printing this off not at school, so I didn't have my brightly colored paper. So for this first unit, starts on the first page, that's fine. So what I like to do is use this line right here. This will tell me the page numbers. Here will be the description. So if you don't have this line here, or if you want to make it darker, then that's one place that you will use your ruler. So if you want to, if you don't have it, just line it up, try to make it parallel to the edge so that you can see that your page numbers will be on the right side here. Okay, so I'm going to put page or pages. Pretty much most of these are one page. There's one lab that I went on and put in here. Normally it's not a lab, but for the sake of virtual learning, I thought I should go on and put it in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our pages here, and we're going to write it down. So then, for instance, this one says number sets notes. So I'm going to put number sets notes, and that's going to be page 1. Okay? In just a minute, I'm going to let you do this by yourself. Page 2, Rational Numbers Journal Practice Notes. Rational Numbers Journal Practice Notes. And that is on page 2. Now the next one, this is the only thing I believe that we have, the only lesson in this packet that's actually more than 1 page. And I can tell that because there is no title on this page. So I'm going to put add and subtract. I should say adding and subtracting, but oh well. You can put add and subtract integers lab is fine. And we're going to put pages 3 and 4. Add and subtract integers lab. That's going to bother me that I have that written incorrectly, but oh well. And that's going to be pages 3 and 4. So what I want you to do right now is you're going to go on and pause the video, and you're going to fill out your table of contents for Unit 1. So this should take definitely at least a few minutes. So I'm going to pause the video while you create this for yourself. So this is what I have. If you did not have the pages to read from, you can pause the video and copy this. What I would like to do is have pages 16 through 20 be basically for extra practice, okay? So sometimes if I'm like, do these 2 problems and then take a picture to submit your work, you can do those from your journal, okay? So we will number those pages after we start working in, after we glue in the pages from our journal. So, from the journal notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tear these off one at a time, and I'm going to use my scissors to trim the edges. So I want you just to do page 1. We're going to pause the video. So tear off your first page. Okay, and you're going to trim exactly on those edges. And then I'll show you the next step. Pause the video. Okay, so you can see I've trimmed it. So I'm going to go to the next page. Remember, I'm not going to write on the back of this first page. So make sure you're not skipping any pages here, okay? Except for this back part, but try not to grab more than 1 page at a time. So this, for us, is going to be page 1. The first page, the first front side after the table of contents. Okay, trying to find my words today. So I'm going to use a glue bottle. If you use a glue bottle, all you need, despite what some of you are going to think, is 4 baby dots. Not globs, not lines, not coloring in the center. You're going to put 4 baby dots. That's all you need, okay? So when you put it, I'm going to not put it right at the corner because it's going to smear just a little bit whenever I paste it down. So I don't know how well you can see that. I wish I had something that I could show you. And the good thing about glue is it doesn't dry just immediately, but you can kind of tell I left a little room. Here's my dot compared to the edges. That way, hopefully it won't go past the edges of this paper. Again, baby dots. I'm going to do it at the bottom as well. And then I'm going to flip it over and glue it down. Okay. And since that moved, I'm just going to kind of make sure, because I don't want these pages to get glued to one another, okay? So I don't feel anything here as far as it being sticky, okay? So that's page 1. Now page 2 does get to go directly behind page 1. Even if you don't think this is going to hold, it's going to hold, okay? I promise it will hold. So now I'm lifting this up because I'm going to go to the next page. So the page behind this one. And now I'm going to do page 2 from my notes. Here are my notes. So again, we're going to rip this off. And again, we're going to do this a couple times. And then I'm going to let you finish up. Okay. So now I'm going to trim this one, all the edges. Okay, so pause the video. So you can see this one is trimmed, so I'm going to put the 4 baby dots on the back. And when I glue it down, I'm actually going to glue it kind of a little bit closer to the top. That way we'd have room at the bottom. I know by looking at this we're dealing with fractions, so I want to give it just a little bit more room. So I'm going to flip this over. Again, 4 baby dots, leave a little bit of room, so that when you go to glue it down, it doesn't smear outside of the page that you're gluing down. And I'm putting this kind of towards the top, like I said, so I have some room at the bottom. Okay, now we have the lab, so I'm going to glue that down. So we'll do the same thing for pages 3 and 4. Once you glue page 3 and 4, I want you to unpause the video, okay? So 3 will be on the front, 4 will be on the back.
Plus, get a $50 exclusive mail-in rebate on select Samsung washer dryer pairs. Discover the style and technology of Samsung at the NFM price. There's free delivery available and 30-month financing store-wide.
Okay, so I have just ripped off the next page, okay? So notice this one is one that will go sideways. So this is personal preference. I think I'm going to do it this way, okay, but it doesn't matter to me. So I'm going to have mine with the title closer to the actual spiral. So trim that now. So now I'm going to go on and glue in pages 6 through 15. So I'm going to trim and paste, and then I will kind of show you almost the finished product. So pause your video and let's get this finished up. Okay, so I finally finished up with page 15. So the last thing I need to do is number pages 16 through 20. And I will be done. So I'm just going to flip the page, page 16, and I can put it on either side. It really doesn't matter to me, okay? Then flip this, 17, and I'm going to continue until I get to page 20. Thanks for watching. I hope your journal is going to look just like you want it to.